Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex, and I would absolutely love it if you like the content, if you want to support me, support the channel, if you would like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really helps to get the videos out there and lets me know you like the content and overall inspires me to keep creating. Now we are going to talk about days 68 and 69 in the Big Brother house. But before we begin, quick housekeeping note, I am recapping Survivor 47. I just recently uploaded a recap for episode 1. So if you are interested, it should come up here in the cards, but also you can go to my page and I have a little section for Survivor 47 recaps. So go ahead. I think it should be fun, you know? Anywho, let's get into Big Brother. Hand Chelsie the 750K. Chelsie, right? She wrote herself the check this week. Chelsie wrote herself the check this week. Just hand her the money. A Blindside is in order. Chelsea's a puppeteer. Hand Chelsie the check. We can wrap it up, y'all. It was nice watching this season, but Chelsie basically just signed the check for herself this week, and every person else co-signed that check. Cause, baby, what was this? What was this? At least we got some strategy, though. It was entertaining to watch, but for Mackenzie and just about everyone, the move, Chelsie wins. Chelsie wins the game. Let's get into it. So, day 68. This is the day of the veto. We find out that our veto players are MJ, Chemo, Angela, Cam, Chelsie, and Leah. Okay, MJ apparently got house guest choice, and she picked Cam. So anyway, Chelsie, Cam, and Mackenzie, they are having a conversation in the kitchen. Right, Chelsie and Cam are basically talking to Mackenzie and they are trying to work her. Remember, Chelsie has wanted the target on Leah so bad. Chelsie really wants to take this shot at Leah.
It is good that she's not playing, in a sense. We just have to get our heads right and pull out a W. No.
But she didn't want to have to be the one to do it. She ain't win. And so she has really been planting the seeds against Leah since last week. For 2 weeks now, Chelsie has been planting the seeds against Leah. So Chelsie and Cam, they are basically telling Mackenzie, look, if Rubina played, she would have taken down Chemo in the veto. She tells her that Rubina is a guaranteed number for Chemo no matter what. Chelsie tells Cam that he needs to get his ish together because he don't be winning nothing. He doesn't win any competitions. But overall, they want it to be one of them or Chemo that wins. And MJ says, look, this is going to be the first week the veto isn't used, so we can just chill. Foreshadowing. It didn't go like that because on Chelsea's watch, Chelsie heard that comment and she was like, hey, nah. Now, MJ says, in the rare chance that Angela actually wins the veto, Rubina will likely go up, and Chemo, he's out. Now, she says for jury management, though, she is worried about that because one of them is going to be pissed. They start talking about jury votes. This cast, they love to talk about jury management, jury votes, jury this, jury that. Like, I don't know. It's just very strange the way they talk about jury management. But anyway, so they are discussing that it is a stretch that Leah believes that she has Angela, Quinn, MJ, and Chemo basically in the bag for her jury votes. They do start to talk about who they think Quinn will vote for, and they say, look, like, Quinn told Leah that he's only voting for her, but Mackenzie and Chelsie also both bring up how Quinn told them the same thing. So at the end of the day, what these people are failing to realize is that it can change, right? Like, it can really change. Unless you have an extremely bitter jury, we've had people change their minds. And especially with this group, we know people change their minds over speeches, over one little thing that's said to them prior to the competition. Ordinarily, yeah, I get it, but it's like, this is a cast that moves so quickly. Chelsie says, look, Tigor would have been loyal to us three over Leah any day, But, you know, I understand that one of that trio did have to go. They did have to be broken up. It's just really sad that it's her. Now, Cam says Angela told her that Leah doesn't owe her anything and she's not working with chemo last Thursday before the vote. Because remember, Angela has been working a little bit on Cam, okay? Even this time, she does try to campaign to Cam again. Obviously, Cam's not buying it. Now, Chelsie says, look, Leah is coaching Angela at this point, okay? Anything Angela says, it's coming out of Leah's mouth. So you have to know, like, everything, she's in her ear. She's in her ear. They're even starting to talk alike, she says. So Cam does leave, and they do discuss how Mackenzie got house guest choice, and Leah was pissed that MJ picked Cam. Now, Mackenzie says keeping Leah here is the best option because it gives Chemo and Rubina another option to target. But Chelsea's like, they can't win. Crap, though. They can't win. She's like, neither can Cam for that record, but like, you gotta think that through. So again, Chelsea's already starting to plant these seeds. Call Chelsie the puppet master because it's crazy work what she did. Now, she tells her she wants to see her in Final Two because they're both women of faith, you know. They both are women in general, but also because she carried her weight to get to the Final Two. And Chelsie is smart. Again, Chelsie has started learning how to read people. She knows the way to Mackenzie's heart is to tell her, you're a comp beast. You paved the way through this game. You did this, you know? Chelsie asks, you know, well, they do talk a little bit more about Cam and how he hasn't pulled his weight. You know, Chelsea's like, look, we didn't win stuff. He would have been out. The fact that he doesn't even win anything, he doesn't do anything, like, I don't know. Like, we've been there and we've carried him along, basically. So they're talking about Cam's a floater. Chelsie asks the top 3 reasons why Mackenzie would like to keep Leah.
I don't think she'll touch me right now. I think she'll touch Cam first.
Yeah.
Before she even touches you.
I know that.
And so I'm like, that's another reason. And then 3, jury.
Yeah.
Because I don't want her.
And she says, morals and ethical code. She knows that Leah has their back. Well, she says she knows that she has their back over Cam. Well, she's like, okay, my back. I know that sounds selfish, but I know she has my back over Cam. And then for jury management, she doesn't want her to be upset in the jury. And again, if this week doesn't show y'all Mackenzie's a bad player, I don't know what will. Because Mackenzie, right here, right now, admits it. We all know, we all see. Mackenzie has never been one of Leah's targets. Ever, ever, ever. Leah has wanted to go for other people. Mackenzie's name has never been in her mouth. And so to allow Chelsie to literally puppeteer you to take out one of your allies is crazy work. Now, Chelsie says she would have been fine with Leah being in Final Four if she just fell in line with them. And that's their favorite phrase in this house. Fell in line, fell in line. And again, that is the favorite phrase of these people. If she just fell in line, if she just fell in line, if she just did what we told her to do, we would have voted with her. But she made moves and she did her own thing. And now because of that, you know, I'm going to go after her. She's my target, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the feeds go down for the veto. It's down for quite a while. Speculation that it might have been BB Comics. But we come back to the winner being Mackenzie. And when I first saw this, because I was not home, okay? So when I first read the spoiler, my first instinct was, oh my God, it's going to be a boring week. Like, we're going to just see Mackenzie not do anything, keep noms the same. That's what she said she was going to do. She seemed so adamant in her, you know, what she wanted, blah, blah, blah. So we see everyone talking after the veto.
You actually look like a bee girl.
And a whole,
It was an animal forest.
wow.
Yes, but also there could be lost kids in the forest.
At one point I started to
He's so considerate.
mix up.
Cam is saying he looks stupid because he didn't win. It was a timed comp, and we find out that Angela and Chemo timed out. Mackenzie also wins a screening of that new movie, The Wild Robot, and she chooses Chemo, Cam, and Rubina. Her reasoning's because they haven't won HOH. Chelsie thinks it should have been her, Leah, and Rubina instead. But Mackenzie does tell Chelsie, hey, I wanted you to be downstairs with those two, not in the movie, to prevent any scheming between Angela and Leah. So Angela and Chelsie have a conversation, and at this point, Angela is paranoid, okay? Angela has gone into overdrive. You know, whenever Angela is in danger, she starts campaigning to everyone. She gives her speech that she perfected in bed, you know? But she says she does not know what the big plan is, but she is nervous. Now, she says, look, I don't expect Mackenzie to use the veto on me. I know it's either Chemo or I going. But she says she's hopeful that she's going to stay. She gives her standard speech. At the end, she promises safety. You know the drill by now, but what Angela says. But she does end up going in the room and crying. Chemo comes in, and she's just crying because it's the two of them up there. So Chelsie and Mackenzie also have a conversation, and she is telling her that Angela is aware that the veto is not going to be used. She's not even going to bother to campaign, blah, blah, blah.
And then we end up talking about that. So that's not anything you have to worry about, thankfully. It's been a long time coming.
Chelsea's like, the story is beautiful. It's beautiful how it ended up, you know, and they're just talking about how things are picture perfect. They're the best. They're great. Again, keep in mind though, Chelsie had other plans. Chelsie had other plans for the week, and we will see them. So Chelsie and Cam, they have another chat, you know, those two are on shaky waters.
Meant to me, but a benefit to you, and I feel like I've been freaking doing that. Why? And then there's a public perception that is, then again, Chelsie caring, treating Cam a certain way.
The hell? I'm not treating you like, you know, maybe your perspective is different. I personally don't think that.
Basically, Chelsie talks yet again about her feelings. How she feels like Cam treats her like dog-ish, but he picks up the ish of the other women. Cam at this point has had it, and he says, hold on, dog-ish is crazy. Because I don't treat you like anything. I don't do anything to you. It's crazy how you're always saying that I treat you poorly, which is just not true. Like, at the end of the day, we cannot be seen as a pair. You know, people are going to take it incorrectly, and they go back and forth on and on and on. They talk for a while. Again, at the end of these conversations, I feel like there's never any real resolution. Like, they say they're fine, but it's very clear and obvious that Chelsie is upset because she likes Cam. And no matter what, whenever Chelsie sees Cam talk with another woman, you know, engage with another woman, laugh with another woman, she's going to compare it to what she wants. And it's, I don't know, it just goes nowhere. But I only threw this in because I feel like Cam typically does not defend himself in these situations, and it was interesting and nice to see him finally kind of stand up for himself. So Leah and Angela, they also have a conversation, and Angela tells Leah, look, like, you don't need to worry. Like, there are two people that love you in jury, Tikor and Quinn. They both love you. Remember, look, Tikor's not the type to hold a grudge. You're gonna be fine, you know? Again, everybody's speculating, you know, that Tikor's just gonna get over it. She's not gonna be bitter. And like, I don't know. If there's anyone I could see to be on the more bitter end, it is Tikor. I don't know. I'm not saying that I think she's going to be like hugely vengeful, but I can definitely see her not voting for Leah because of what happened. I can definitely see her not voting for Angela because of previous things. So I'm not really 100% sure. Angela asks Leah if Mackenzie wants her to go home this week. Leah says, I don't think so. She doesn't seem to. She didn't tell me that. Now, she does also ask about Chelsie and how Chelsie feels. Leah says, we don't really talk like that. I'm not sure. We don't really have those kind of conversations. So Angela does tell Leah that Chelsie twisted everything that she said about her, you know, like, again, discussing the whole thing about the alliance that Angela thought was forming and how Chelsie twisted her words and twisted everything that actually happened in that situation. Leah says, I know. I called her out on it before. But Angela does say she has Cam's back over Mackenzie's back at this point, and she will talk to Mackenzie if there's one-on-ones, but she knows Mackenzie's likely not going to want to use it because she's going to have to put up Rubina and get her hands dirty, and she doesn't think Mackenzie wants to do that kind of thing. Day 69, Chelsie, Mackenzie, and Cam. Okay, Chelsie woke up ready for business.
And with AI Arena,
With 3 people going up, she hasn't touched.
Has never touched the block.
And
And you're breaking your back to protect her when I'm telling you, the moment that she gets an opportunity, all 3 of us are sitting next to each other at some point. I'm telling you.
Keep that in mind. So, Chelsie and Cam, they decided today that it was going to be the day that they were going to try to convince Mackenzie that Leah does not have her back. Chelsie said, you know what? Today's the day I'm going to make sure that Leah ends up on that block. So she is trying to convince Mackenzie that the jury will respect this big move of putting Leah up. She's like, think about it. You know, Leah's a huge player and you already have an amazing resume. So imagine if you can say you got out this big player in Leah. Imagine that. Imagine that, Mackenzie. She says, look, Leah's never touched the block, okay? Like, if she had the chance, all 3 of us would go up if she had the chance to do it. Now, Chelsie says, look, Leah doesn't like that you stole her social tactics to get ahead in the house. She doesn't like that, okay? She's really upset that you are where she wants to be. She says, look, now Mackenzie says, but like, okay, Angela will not touch Chemo and Rubina though. So like, is it good to actually keep Angela in this game? They say, look, whoa, both of them, Chelsie and Cam, they're like, what? With Leah not in the game, Angela will have 0 people. She will have 0 people in this game and she will have to fall in line with us. She will have to. She has nobody. Okay, now they are hyping her up. They're talking about her resume. They're like, look, you got the most comp wins. You know, getting out Leah will strengthen that resume. Like, imagine saying you got the most comp wins. You got out one of the most strategic players. Ooh, child, the mist thing. Chelsie says, look, unanimously, Leah will get out this week. If you put her up, Chemo and Rubina will vote for you, for her to get out. You know, unanimously, it will happen. Like, yes, we need to go talk to them too, but they will be on board 100%. Now, she tells Mackenzie straight up, ask Chemo and Rubina if they will vote for you in final 2 if you get Leah out. Which is crazy work. That's crazy work to be asking for a final 2 vote. In like, what? Chelsie missed it. This girl, I can't believe it. Chelsie says, look, me and Cam, next week, we'll deal with Angela, okay? We will get her out. It'll be another unanimous vote. Don't even worry about it. But Mackenzie does mention, like, remember how the collective was trying to get me out, though? Like, I don't know. Like, they bring it up because they were like, the collective will get Angela out. The collective will get Leah out. And she's like, ha, collective. Remember how y'all were trying to get me out, by the way? That was funny. Chelsie says, yes, but look, things shift in the game, okay? Things shifted like this. Mackenzie says, look, okay, if I do put Leah up, I can mention that she's trying to spread discernment. She was trying to, you know, paint that there's a showmance between Cam and I can tell her, look, me and Chelsie don't feel that way. Like, we have nothing wrong between the 2 of us. Also, in the Quinn situation, if I was on the block, you would have probably kept Quinn, not me. You were pushing for me to get out. So I think I have things to say. So as of this moment, let me tell you, it took this conversation to start to change Mackenzie's mind, to change her mind. So Mackenzie then has a conversation with Rubina afterwards.
Glad to be here. Straight up. So I can't have a serious conversation with them. Whenever we did when I did my one-on-one, there was no.
Mackenzie says, look, Leah's not targeting me, but she is worried about the relationship that I have with Chelsie. Mackenzie does talk about how she doesn't feel like she feels like she's anyone's number 1. And she says that she would love to see she, Chelsie, and her in final 3. Now, Rubina throws out again how she's pretty close with Chemo, but at the end of the day, the final 3 is her priority. The women's final 3 is her priority. Mackenzie is worried where she lies with both Chelsie and Rubina compared to their other close relationships with Chemo and Cam. And Rubina says, look, like, I don't care who wins. You know, she's like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I came to the realization yesterday that I'm probably not going to win this game. You know, I don't really want to talk about it, but I know that I'm likely not going to win. But I prioritize being in a final three moment that's historic. If I can be in a final three with all women in this historic moment, then that will be enough for me, whether I win or not. She's like, I prioritize that over winning. Now, Mackenzie is worried where Leah stands, what she's saying, things like that. And Rubina says her ideal final three. She says that Leah's ideal final three is likely Angela and Cam. But Mackenzie confirms that she is considering taking Chemo off the block, and that, it's like it was crazy to watch this because Chelsea's miss, insane. I mean, literally, Mackenzie was just regurgitating what Chelsie told her. Like, it was insane. Like, this was none of her own thoughts. Had you asked Mackenzie yesterday what her thoughts would be, it was going to be something completely different. So, Angela is campaigning to Cam, giving her usual speech. And then Cam essentially runs right after that to tell Chelsie what just happened with Angela. Nothing much there, typical stuff. But Chelsie and Rubina, they are talking.
Yeah, I don't know what her game is to openly talk about it.
Yeah, that's crazy. What is that
To
move?
people that are...
Does she know? Well, we don't look like we talk.
We don't, which I'm grateful for. The thing that...
And they are talking about Leah potentially going up. And, she's kind of clowning that she's going to be left with Leah and Angela when they're at the movie. But they're talking really loud. And I need you guys to get the setup of this. So Chelsie and Rubina, they're playing pool. They're at the pool table. And Leah is at the balcony, like right at the top. She's laying down. And they are talking so loud.
Shut up. Okay, this is very serious.
It is. She told me that, and she wants to see me, Cam, and Mackenzie and her in the final four. So,
Let's be real. You know where her ideal final three is?
Angela.
Okay, they are talking so loud to the point where Leah wakes up and is like, what's that? I hear something weird. So Leah goes downstairs because she hears the whispering. They get quiet, completely quiet. At this point, Leah is paranoid. She's paranoid, as she should be, and, she should know she's in danger. So Leah runs to Mackenzie.
Because if they were put up, they would.
Oh, I want to say this.
Do you know what I'm saying? So now that's.
Don't say it, because Rubina just got in trouble.
I really do. I didn't get in trouble for my mic. You did.
Stop.
Says, I was just in the balcony and I was just resting my eyes. I wasn't even sleeping. And then I kind of hear their whispering and I was like, whoa, what is that? But I thought maybe I'm just imagining it. So I kind of just sat there for a minute, but then I go down. And as soon as I get down there, Chelsie, Chemo, and Rubina, they just all get quiet. Like, what was that all about? So Chelsie talks to Mackenzie after this.
Rubina was telling me, last night, to Chemo and Rubina, when I called them at 4 a.m. Basically, Leah's saying that she wants them to there going forward. She's so glad.
And she basically tells her what happened. Mackenzie's like, what just went on? Because Leah came up here like a cartoon character, freaked out that something was about to happen. Chelsea's like, look, blah, blah, blah. Recants the story of what they were doing. Chelsea's like, but she likely didn't hear anything. Mackenzie says, I think she did. Now, they have more talk about Leah, whatever. The same old stuff they've been saying about Leah for the past 2 weeks. But at this point, the plan does still seem intact to have the veto used on somebody and put up Leah. Now, Mackenzie is planning to let Leah know she's going up and why. Foreshadowing, it didn't happen, at least not last night. It might happen this morning. Chelsie says, look, you could just pin it on the house and say this is what the house wanted, but probably wait until after the veto meeting. Chelsie then reports back to Rubina and Chemo and is like, okay, I don't think she heard anything. It's all good. But, Leah is scared now. She is paranoid, but the veto's still 100% being used and she's going up. So Leah and Mackenzie finally had their conversation.
And kind of navigate that before I told her what I would do, because I don't want to use it.
Yeah, why?
Because I don't want to put somebody else up.
Of course.
But I'm not unaware of that, so.
asks, how did the chat with Chelsie go? Mackenzie lies, as she did in this entire conversation, and says, oh, we just talked about the conversation with Angela. She said that Angela wants the veto used on her, but she's not planning to use the veto this week. She also said, look, I want to have one-on-ones before I decide what I'm going to do, because I don't want to use it. I really don't want to use the veto. This is what she tells Leah. The conversation shifts to what happened on the balcony. And, she says she heard the whispering at the pool table. Mackenzie says, that makes me worried about Angela, though. Like, if they were talking about Angela like that, that makes me really worried about Angela. Now, Mackenzie tells her that Chelsie doesn't know where she stands after the T-Core vote. That's the reason why Chelsie has been so skeptical of her, because of that move that Leah made last week. Leah says, look, I've been trying to make it clear to her where I stand. Like, I want to talk to her, but it's frustrating because I feel like I've made it really clear. Leah said, look, I was concerned about I'm also a bit concerned that I kept the wrong trio intact. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if, getting out T-Core was the right idea when maybe I could have worked with them in a group of 4. I'm not really sure. Mackenzie says, look, I am not part of a trio, for the record, with Chelsie and Cam. I want that to be clear. I want 2 women in the end. That's my goal. Boom. Mackenzie claims she doesn't talk with any game, actually, with Cam at all, and she only asked Chelsie about what Cam thinks. Now, Leah says Mackenzie is her priority, and she wanted Chelsie to be one of her priorities, but after all of this, she is unsure. Overall, though, she again tries to campaign for Angela to stay, because if she leaves, the other side will have more control and more numbers. So Mackenzie and Chemo have a conversation, and Mackenzie basically tells Chemo, look, I'm planning to use the veto on you. I do feel really sad about doing this to Leah. Again, she's very, very conflicted. They start to talk about Mackenzie's game and how indecisive she is, and kind of in the end, Chemo's like, I don't know, maybe you should get a second opinion. Maybe you should talk with somebody else. Like, Chemo's so astonished that Mackenzie is considering this move because, again, everybody in their right mind knows that Leah has always been a number for her. That Chemo himself is like, are you sure? You sure you don't want to, maybe talk with somebody else? It's crazy. It's crazy. And lastly, Mackenzie and Angela have their conversation.
When we first talked and you told me you're putting me up mainly as a pawn situation because you didn't want me to go home, and that the consensus of the house was that Chemo would be the one to go. I do believe you when you say that.
Absolutely.
So with that being said,
So, Mackenzie starts this conversation off kind of hinting that she's using the veto. She doesn't really want to outright tell Angela exactly what the plan is, but she's kind of hinting at it. She tells her, look, I got your best interest. I have your back. I really care about you. You just have to trust me, okay? You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay this week. Now, Angela does start to campaign for herself. She starts to explain why she should stay, why she's a number for Mackenzie. She's not targeting her, all of these different things. And she asks her, Mackenzie asks her, though, how do you and Leah feel about Chelsie? Now, Angela says, look, Leah never outright said that she wants to come for Chelsie, but she is kind of concerned about where Chelsie lies in the game. Mackenzie does discuss the concerns that she has about Leah, again, with the things Leah's been saying, who is Leah really loyal to, etc., etc., but tells Angela also that Leah mentioned that she doesn't want Angela to go far. She says, and by the way, she said, I don't want Angela to go far. I don't really want her to go that far in this game. She says, Angela's like, that makes me sick. What? Mackenzie says, the only reason why she used the veto on you last week is because you promised her a jury vote. Otherwise, she didn't give an F if you were in the game or not. Whew. Now, Mackenzie at this point basically tells her, I am considering using the veto. And Angela, again, says, look, I would like it to be used on me. That would be great, if you could. Mackenzie does say if Leah goes up, she's probably going home. And Angela says, look, I trust you. I would like the veto to be used on me. Campaigns for herself. But Mackenzie says, look, don't say anything. And she reassures her she's going to be fine. Newsflash, Angela opened her mouth and she told, I think, Rubina. But Mackenzie, right after this conversation, she goes upstairs to Chelsie and says, it's happening, I'm doing it, I'm making the move, I am going to be using the veto, I'm using it on chemo, Angela knows, Leah's going up. And that's it. Like I said, every single person in this house this week just signed the $750,000 check for Chelsie. Mackenzie's signature is the biggest. Mackenzie just, tear the check right out the book, hand it to her, give her the big check, throw down the confetti. Chelsie won the game, y'all. Mark my words. We'll talk about it in like 2.5, 3 weeks. Chelsie won the game this week. Puppet Master. Anyway, if you made it to this point of the video, that means you liked the video, so I would greatly appreciate it if you would help me drum up engagement on the videos by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Share the videos with your friends, family, people who like Big Brother. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you have the bell on, and make sure you are still subscribed because YouTube unsubscribes people. Also, I am recapping Survivor 47, so I would absolutely love it if you would check out the episode 1 recap that I did. I uploaded it yesterday. We are going to be here the whole season, so if you like Survivor, I know there's a lot of overlap. I would love it if you could check that video out. It will be in the end screen. And also, if you go to my page, there is a section that says Survivor 47 recaps. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys all the time. You guys are real ones. Thank you for commenting on everything I do. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow after this veto ceremony. Bye!